Hey Alex, I saw your video the other day. I really liked your picks for some of your favorite rappers. I'm going to give you some of my favorites actually. I'm going to give you my top 10. Starting at number 10, Eminem. Now Eminem is a very good rapper. It's just not the best rapper. While it does get some points by having a lot of space inside to hold a great many M&Ms, and it does have these little ridges on the top to make it easy to open, the problem with the Eminem wrapper is both the design and also the disappointment. When you finish your M&Ms, when you go through and you do the tap, it's a disappointment. It's not evident that it's empty. It kind of hides the fact that you're out of candy, you're out of M&Ms. That's what brings Eminem down to number 10. Next up on my list, the Milky Way bar. Now the Milky Way bar is a solid wrapper. It's not terrible, it's just not anything special. It doesn't really do anything revolutionary, so it doesn't really get to go very up high in the list. However, it does get the job done. It's very easy to open on the top. You just kind of peel it up and peel it down. You can keep your hands clean while eating by eating it banana style. You can do the fold down. It works, it's okay. It's not gonna blow your socks off, but it'll get the job done. The next wrapper I wanna talk about is the KitKat wrapper. It's not easy to open, to pour this way. The only effective way to open a KitKat wrapper is to hope to God that this little tab does its job. You hold it at the base, you take it at the seam, and you pull, and it's just not opening. You kind of got to go to the other side, you got to finagle it a little bit. Eventually you can get it open, but that struggle happens in a larger percentage of the KitKat bars. The opening process is too much of a slog. Number 6 is the Butterfinger wrapper. Now the Butterfinger wrapper is similar to the Milky Way wrapper, but I like it a little bit more because it comes with 2 pieces of candy. However, while it's good for sharing, the reason the Butterfinger wrapper is so low on the list is because the placement of the individual bars, they're placed long ways. You have 1 bar on this half and 1 bar on this half, and there's nothing in the middle connecting them because they're 2 separate bars. The reason that's a problem is entirely structural. It bends, it breaks, it flaps. Any architect will tell you that when you're designing a building and you're designing the support beams for the building, you want a single continuous support beam to go the entire length of a structure, like for a bridge. You can have breaks inside the length of it, just as long as there is a solid piece down the middle. Otherwise, your bridge, your building, your ceiling, your candy bar are gonna bend. Number 5 is the Reeses Bar. Now Reese's is kind of carried by the design. It's a very, very classic design. It feels like peanut butter. It feels like a peanut butter cup. The design and the colors evoke what the candy is. However, the Reese's doesn't get to go very high up on the list, largely because most of this packaging is useless. If you open it up, you realize not only do you have the standard wrapper, you also have a piece of cardboard. Once you've eaten your Reese's, once you've had your fun, what are you gonna do with this? Additionally, you have these, which sometimes the bottom sticks to, it gets a little messy, your fingers get a little sticky, and you have this little piece of garbage sitting around. You end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 individual pieces of garbage after eating your candy bar. It's not very efficient, it's not very effective, it's not very environmentally friendly. So Reese's is stuck at number 5. Number 4 on my list is the Hersheys wrapper. The Hersheys wrapper is honestly carried by its classic design. You have the very iconic color coding here. The black background, the gray text, the gold ends. It makes it feel like a classy chocolate bar. The design fits the candy. That's what brings the wrapper up. My number 3 pick is the Hershey's Kiss. What I like about the Hershey's Kiss wrapper is the simplicity. It opens up, you grab the tab, pull it out, and then you can just unpeel it and there's your candy. It's very simple. Once you have already eaten the Hershey Kiss, the rest of it folds up into the foil, into a nice, conveniently small little piece of trash that you can like put in your pocket. My number 2 pick for favorite wrapper is the Twix wrapper. I think there's a lot working here. It has the ridged top to make it easy to tear. It has the flap to make it easy to pull. But the best part of the Twix wrapper is once you open it, there's 2. It's great for sharing. You can have one, your friend can have one. You can eat them both yourself. The other great thing about there being 2 is the story component. There was a very widespread marketing campaign by Twix to really bring some emphasis onto the differences between the left and the right Twixes. They started selling wrappings individually, with some wrappings saying left, some wrappings saying right. What this wrapper did for Twix was it simply made it more iconic, more meaningful, and it made it better. And now we're at number 1. Number 1 is something I battled with a long time. I kind of debated taking it off the list entirely. I feel like